Good day, first world travellers, and welcome back. I am in Chisinau in Moldova, quite possibly the most boring city in Europe. Boring my ass. Take a look at this. So I got a bit excited there for a moment, but that was wicked. Anything to do with cars, I love. They should have let me have a go. I would have smashed them out of the park, mate. Absolutely wicked. You know what? I was that close to not doing a video in Moldova because I'd read so much about it, the fact that it was the most boring capital in Europe. There's nothing to do. It's all just old buildings. But one of the things about YouTube and one of the things about travel in general that I've learned over the years is that often you come to places which surprise you, and this has surprised me. I didn't expect to see that on a Saturday morning in the middle of Moldova. Brilliant. So I just want to cover a few things about where I am. So apologies if I am pronouncing things wrong. So I've heard so many different pronunciations. The Chisinau used to be called Kishinev, I believe, in the old Soviet days, but I've also heard other people say it as lots of different pronunciations. And Moldova, that's another one that people say differently, because back in the old days, in the Soviet days, when it was a Soviet republic, it was called, the region was called Moldavia, and often you'll hear people say Moldavian, things like that, but the actual country name is Moldova. I've got that right. So it's sandwiched in between Ukraine and Romania. You would think that the official language would be Russian or Ukraine, but it's actually Romanian, which is quite surprising. There's a lot of buildings, as I said. Over there is the Triumphal Arch, effectively Arc de Triomphe, and I'm sitting on the steps of the cathedral. There's a Nativity Jesus Cathedral or something like that next to the arch. So shall we continue and have a look around, see what we can find? I'm hoping we can find some Moldovan wine, which is probably the only reason I came here, so I can get ridiculously drunk and make a twat of myself. Let's go. Coming up there is the Moldovan Parliament building. It's quite a big building. One of the things you notice about the architecture is it is very Soviet-like. That's one of the things I enjoy about these countries. You know, very grey, very shape-wise. It's very square and rectangular and grey. Very Soviet-like. There's quite a lot of those sort of buildings. I'm going to try and find some more. Right, just crossing the road now. One of the things you'll notice is this. The amount of churches, both in Moldova and Ukraine, just that have got that gold top up there. There's loads of churches, monasteries in this part of the world. Similar to one I saw in Chernobyl, Orthodox churches. I don't know much about religion, but it's all very pretty with the gold on the top. I think there's a wedding or something happening because there's like a stretched limo outside. Happy wedding! On my channel you've seen me go through various seasons, various countries. Usually it's boiling hot to the point where you want to kill yourself, with a few exceptions. But behind me, as you can see, it's all very pretty. That's one thing I notice about this city in Moldova, the colours. It is September, end of September, so autumn is coming, or fall for any of you in America. Autumn's the right way of saying it, by the way. Look, you've got all the browns, the greens, the yellows, the reds. Awesome. And there's loads of conkers everywhere. Let's get a conker. Ow! Spiky. Conker. One just hit me on the head. Unfortunately, I didn't get that on camera. So see what I mean? This is what I was talking about. Square, rectangular, grey, very boring. But actually I like this kind of architecture. It's 60s, 70s, chic. And it also reminds me a lot of Pripyat, of what Pripyat would have looked like before it was abandoned. I don't know what this building is, by the way, but I thought I'd show you it anyway. Right, I discovered what it was. It's like a concert hall. Sorry to go on about architecture a lot, but one of the reasons I wanted to come to this part of the world, you know, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, now Moldova, is the architecture factor. One of the things in particularly Kyrgyzstan was the fact that a lot of the buildings had like the Russian acrylic lettering above the buildings, which I love. You don't see that here in Moldova. Yeah, I just wanted to say that because if you're into architecture, this area of the world, the Soviet leg of my trip, is somewhere interesting you can come. If you're interested in pretty boring buildings like this, other people find them boring, I don't. And boom, fast forward a few days, I'm now in Naples in Italy. I just want to apologise. So I plan to film the end of this video in Moldova, but you may have seen my 1,000 subscribers video where I was drinking Moldovan wine. Well, I hadn't drunk alcohol for about 2 months. I drank the whole bottle in like a second and I passed out asleep, and then I forgot to film the end of the video. It happens sometimes. So anyway, my opinion on Kishinev in Moldova, I actually really liked it. A lot of people say it's boring, as I said, but to be honest with you, if you like architecture, if you like walking around a small city, it's the place to go. I would definitely recommend going there. If I'm honest with you, I probably wouldn't go there again. You know, it's not on my top 10 places to go, but it was cool. So this is Naples. I'm in the slightly dodgy area. I will be exploring Naples in my next upcoming videos, so make sure you stay tuned for them. If you'd like to have a look around Moldova, make sure you leave a comment down below and subscribe to this channel. I'll catch you later. Shut up! I am in Chisinau. It's windy. Got all like the autumn colours. Why do I keep messing that bit up?